Ireland is a country located in northwestern Europe. It lies on the island of Ireland in the North Atlantic Ocean. It is divided into two parts, one being the Republic of Ireland, an independent country, and Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom. Ireland is a sovereign, independent, and democratic state. The president, who serves as head of state, is elected for a 7-year term and can be re-elected only once. Ireland was one of the poorest countries in Western Europe and had high inflation, but in contrast to many other states in the period, remained financially solvent as a result of low government expenditure. The protectionist economy was opened in the late 1950s, and Ireland joined the European Union in 1973. The economy of Ireland has transformed in recent years from an agricultural focus to a modern knowledge economy, focusing on services and high-tech industries, as well as dependent on trade, industry, and investment.
The 15 years leading to 2007, Ireland's GDP growth per capita was the fastest in the OECD. However, it has experienced a quick decline in 2008. The GDP will experience a contraction in 2009, and the unemployment rate is expected to rise to over 10%. Ireland is experiencing a sharp economic slowdown in many sectors, including housing and banking. However, is likely to face increased investment competition from new member countries entering the EU.
So why is that important?
Well, Ireland's primary export destination is the European Union, and this heavily influences Ireland's trade policy agenda. It became a member of the European Union in 1973. They are also members of other global organizations such as the WTO, and by participating, Ireland is positioning itself as a dynamic and high-value adding business sector. When we look at Ireland as a prospective trading partner, we have to consider its current economic state, trade and investment trends, and government policy. As we examine this country from a risk perspective, Ireland should be considered a medium country risk, as compared to other European countries such as Germany or France.
So that's been one of the big propellers. And then you also have to look at the regulatory environment. Corporate tax rates there are 12.5%. That lures in a lot of capital from abroad, particularly from the US. And that's really helped set the foundations for this tremendous, so-called Irish tiger growth story.
Many US businesses find Ireland an attractive location to manufacture for the EU market. since it is inside the EU customs area and uses the euro. There are many reasons for Ireland's attractiveness, being that they have a 12.5% corporate tax rate for domestic and foreign business firms. In 2007, U.S. exports to Ireland were valued at $9 billion, while Irish exports to the U.S. totaled $30.4 billion, according to the Bureau of Economic Analysis.
Wow, that's good to know. What can you tell us about corruption?
Although Ireland is the world's most profitable country for U.S. corporations, a study found that Ireland suffers from high levels of lawful corruption. The report from Transparency International says there are high levels of hidden influence over regulation in Ireland, as well as government by vested interests. The organization defines lawful corruption as political favors, relationships, and donations that don't break in laws, but do influence decisions and policies.
Wow, so where can businesses find this type of information?
Well, as of May of 2008, Minister of Hearn launched the Tackling Bribery and Corruption website to raise awareness of Ireland's commitments to tackle corruption. The website informs the public about consequences of bribery and corruption, both for individuals and for companies working in international business.
Well, bugger off, you bastards, bugger off. Bugger off, you bastards, bugger off. Like a herd of bloody swine who refuse to leave the trough. You'll get no more this evening, so you bastards, bugger off. Will you let the audience of my old time just pass? Now don't you be letting that door hit you in the ass. You've been a splendid audience, but enough is enough. We take it very kindly if you'd all just bugger off. Bugger off, you bastards, bugger off.